everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're the Williams family, a family of 4 on an adventure traveling the world for a year. And today, we are diving deep into a recent Disney cruise experience. We sailed on the Disney Dream for 13 nights, and we can't wait to share all the details with you. Get ready for an inside look at what you can expect on a Disney cruise, as well as our cabin tour. And here is the big question. Is a Disney cruise really worth it? And today, we'll give you our honest answer. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. Now let's set sail and discover the adventures that await on a Disney cruise.
Hello and welcome back to our YouTube travel channel. We are in our stateroom on our Disney cruise. We are on the 9th deck, starboard side, and we have been loving our room. So we're gonna show you inside and give you a little tour.
So starting over here, this beautiful balcony. If you are taking a cruise, and especially this long of a cruise, I think a balcony is a must. It's basically an extension to your living room. And I've been loving just coming out here, drinking my coffee in the morning time. It's been great to have. And then over here, it is our living room space during the day, but at night, this transforms, this pulls down, and then you have a bunk bed. So this is where our kids have been sleeping each night. And then right over here, you have some storage space, some cabinets, and then your fridge as well. So
yeah, they don't keep it stocked or anything.
Keep it stocked, but if you grab some Mickey bars from some of the restaurants, it does have a freezer portion to it, so you can put your Mickey bars in there and just have a snack later in the day. So our kids have been enjoying having that.
And I was disappointed by the TV. It's about 20-inch TV, I think. So I thought it could have been a little bit bigger because we are sharing it kind of with our bed on that side and the kids both.
It does tilt. Yeah, it does tilt, but it is a little small. But and right here you have the bed. So this curtain over here does pull this way at nighttime, so that we have a little bit of privacy during the night. But our attendant has been doing a great job of keeping our room perfectly clean, and at night he makes all kinds of little animals and monkeys and chocolates, so the kids have really been enjoying that, just seeing all of his creations every night.
Yeah, and I love that, you know, obviously it's tight here on the end of the bed, which you expect, of course, to be a little tight on a cruise ship, but we do have like the storage under the bed where you can slide all of your luggage, so you have a lot of storage room under there, so that
yes,
easy.
That's been good because you only have so much space in the cruise ship. And then over here, if you do need a bigger room though, because this room typically is for 4 people, so if you have a bigger family, you would typically need an adjoining room. So this will open up, and you basically will have a mirror image of this room right there. So, and right here we have our storage space, basically our 2 closets. So you have 2 identical closets. One has the safe, which of course you need to put your documents in. It has that, and then a little more storage space right here before we enter the bathrooms. One thing about this bedroom though to mention is it doesn't have a lot of plug-ins. So we have a plug-in right here for your phones, but not one on the other side, so that's been a little challenging at night trying to plug in our
cords
devices.
Like under the pillows and through there.
Yeah.
And then there's no plug-ins in the bathroom either, but that's probably a safety issue. So you do have the sit-down chair over here, so that she can do her makeup and do her hair and everything.
Yeah.
Which that's worked out well. And then there is lots of plug-ins over there.
And then the bathrooms, it's been a really nice setup for the bathroom because it has 2 separate areas, which has been nice, but the only flaw with it is that the switches, the light switches, are on the outside of the room.
Our kids think it's funny to hit those switches when we're in there
taking a shower, or
going to the bathroom.
And then it's dark. Yeah. They've gotten better as the cruise has gone, but it wasn't so much fun in the beginning. So I think those should be probably on the inside. Just a small flaw with the room setup. But it is nice that it has a separate toilet room with a sink, a little bit of storage in there, and then the shower room, which has a small tub in it too, which is really nice, is right here.
Yeah, it's a little tight on the headroom.
A little tight, so you can,
like if you're like 6'2", I think you would
might have some
be hitting your head on there, because I'm 5'10", and I had a couple inches, but
yes. But not a ton of storage space, but it is nice and, you know, clean and modern. So it's been good. But yeah, that kind of concludes our tour over here. And we're gonna go through some some more categories with you on food, service, how this whole experience has been. All right, and we are back.
Yes, it's review time for our Disney cruise on the Disney Dream.
Yes, we've been here almost 2 weeks now, so it's time to give our review. So for the 13-night cruise, we paid $5,500 and then plus $750 in tips. So you basically prepay for your tips. You can give additional gratuity depending on the service you get, but at least you're prepaying your gratuity, so you don't have to carry cash with you everywhere that you go, which is kind of nice. So our total cost was about $6,300 for the 4 of us. This was in a balcony suite, so it's a little more for the balcony typically, but in my opinion, it was a good deal for the amount of time that we
chose
were on.
We chose the 9th deck. It doesn't really matter if you're on the starboard or the port side because they ported on both sides.
But I would not recommend getting the 10th floor on this ship, on the Disney Dream, just because the 11th floor is the pool deck. So the pool deck, you have the restaurants up there, the buffet, and then of course the pool. It's very loud.
Yeah, it'd be loud right above you.
Yeah, so I think the better choice would be either the 8th or the 9th deck. That way you're kind of like in the middle of the ship and you're surrounded by rooms. That way you don't feel any motion of the ship.
And we also chose close to the stairway and the elevators. Luckily we were close to the 11th deck, so
yeah,
we opted not to use the elevators most of the time. Plus, it was a good workout going up and down the stairs a little bit, especially when you're going to the buffets or those heavy meals. So.
Or getting ice cream at the ice cream stand.
Yeah. But it made it very easy for the kids to get around and navigate the ship. So I was kind of worried about losing the kids the whole time. And they got to know the ship better than I did.
Oh, yeah.
So they were kind of being like, no, you're going the wrong way, Dad. It's this way. And I was like, oh, okay. My kids are loving it. The other way that they learn to navigate the ship is they have a detective game where you go from place to place, and they have these paintings, these Disney paintings that come to life, and then you have to get the clues and solve mysteries and everything.
Oh, yeah, that's really,
so after
really
they
fun.
did that game, they actually learned the ship, and so did I, more from doing that game and going on to different decks to activate those paintings and solve the mysteries. So that was a really fun event.
That's a really fun one, and they have 3 different cases, so you can do it several times. And actually, each time that you do it, you get a different ending, because we teamed up, and we had the same case, but we ended up being different.
Yeah, different outcomes at times.
Yeah. The next thing would be food. Food on this ship has been phenomenal. Most of our meals have been at breakfast at the buffet, which has been great. Room service, the breakfast menu is very limited. We did do it one morning. It was very limited. It's very continental type breakfast. So it's you have pastries, you have cereal, you have coffee, you have bagels.
The weird thing is you couldn't even get eggs, like not even scrambled eggs, nothing.
So we only got it one time for that reason alone. But it is nice if you just want a light breakfast, then you pre-order the night before, and then you have a select time that they're going to deliver it to your room. So that's really nice that you choose your time of when you're going to get it ahead of time. But it is very limited. So we've been going to the buffet. You are able to go to a sit-down restaurant for breakfast, but it takes longer. And usually in the morning we're trying to get our day started.
I didn't think it was worth it. Yeah, usually we're trying to get breakfast, get things started, especially on the port days. Whenever you are at port and you're going to go exploring in the city, then you want to get your breakfast quick and get off the ship.
Exactly. And then for lunches, you have the option again of a sit-down restaurant, which again takes a little while, or you can go to the buffet, or the third option would be the pool deck. They have Flo's Cafe, right?
Yeah, Flo's Cafe, which was great. So it has the burgers, the chicken tenders, the fries, which of course the kids would live off of those if they were allowed to all the time.
They have the option.
We try to incorporate the fresh fruit, of course, and everything like that. They do have salads, they do have wraps, they do have vegetarian options. So they pretty much had something for everybody where you really didn't need to go to the sit-down lunch. You could just get your food poolside, and it was easy to do that, and there was a long period of time that's open, so that's what was really great.
And then of course you can grab ice cream for desserts. So
yeah, unlimited ice cream. They changed the flavors out many times to different twists. Like our favorite was mango chocolate,
the best.
So it was mango chocolate twist. That was very good, but they had like blueberry, and it was awesome, and the kids probably had at least 4 ice cream cones a day.
Yes.
So we tried to limit it, but they could actually just walk up and get it themselves, or they would get it for them. So I was like, it was hard to say no.
We're only here for a short period of time, so this is not going to be their diet forever. Food at the main dining restaurants. So you have 3 different restaurants. You rotate throughout them each night. So each night you'll have a new restaurant that you're going to and circle back. And each menu would be completely different. They had a great variety of options. You would have steak each night. You would have pork options. Some nights you would have like venison or lamb.
Fresh fish, yeah.
Fresh fish, of course.
Escargot, which we got, our youngest tried. He wasn't happy.
It was a fantastic variety, and you can order as much or as little as you want. The servers basically encouraged us to order as much as we wanted, whatever we wanted. If you're unhappy with something, they're like, okay, do you want something else? Like, no problem, we got you. If you want every dessert, like we often did, yeah. They would bring everything. So there's lots of options. You will not go hungry, and you will be happy because the food is very good quality. So next would be the service. The overall service on the ship was phenomenal. Everybody here works so hard. Like, these people non-stop working, either cleaning or asking you if you need anything. They just went above and beyond. Anything that you needed, you would get. Whether it's you need something for your room, somebody will be sent right away to get you whatever you need. Or the servers everywhere, especially our servers in the main dining room, which they stay with you throughout the entire time that you're here. You have the same servers, and our 2 were amazing. They have been gems with the kids. They have had so much patience with them. They've been basically catering to whatever they want. Doing magic tricks. So cute.
The kids love that, and they're like, oh wow, they really are magicians.
Yeah.
But yeah, they made every night like magical, all the different cafes. I'm glad it was a long cruise because we got to enjoy all of the restaurants, multiple times.
Characters. So of course you're coming on a Disney ship. So a big thing about that is you get to meet all the characters, you know? And here the interaction level has been above and beyond Disneyland or
whenever you go to Disneyland, Disney World, of course you get interaction with the characters, but there's longer lines. I mean, here you could just be wandering by, going to the elevator, and you're like, oh, Cinderella.
Yes.
We bumped into you. It was amazing. Like, there was always characters running around and talking to the kids, interacting with the kids. So it was definitely a good experience on the character interaction.
And taking pictures, of course. And you can have the photographers take your pictures, or they will actually take pictures with your phone too, which is really nice. So you're not obligated to buy their pictures.
Oh yeah, because those are expensive. So I mean, our pictures with the phone were just as good as their professional pictures.
Yeah.
So it was nice that they actually had a designated person, so you didn't have to have somebody from your family. They would have one person, taking it with your phone, and then one person that was doing the professional photos.
And the characters themselves, they were incredible. I mean, Daisy is so spunky and fun and full of energy. Like, they played the role. They were
oh, definitely. All the princesses were great.
So much more magical.
Yeah.
And anytime that our kids basically stopped and talked to any of them, they were perfect. They would interact with them, talk to them. The princesses, Donald dragged Connor to a game, little pirate ship to play, they really got into it. It wasn't like a quick rush little visit. Like, Connor and Logan would spend time and talk to them and interact.
Oh yeah, I mean, as an adult, I really enjoyed it too. I'm a Goofy fan, so I was wearing my Goofy hat and got a picture with Goofy. So it does give you that, I feel like a kid again experience, and that really made it feel special. And yeah, it really grew us closer as a family. Definitely spending this time together.
Entertainment. So each night you will have a show. And some shows have been like Beauty and the Beast. That was fantastic.
That was like their top tier show for this ship. So Beauty and the Beast, it was, of course, live action and everything. Incredible. So they had puppeteers. I mean, you could still see the people in full dress, but then they would have the puppets, and they really brought them to life. And there was glitter coming from the ceiling, bubbles, everything.
Not to spoil it too much, but if you're ever on this ship, this is their show. Basically, Beauty and the Beast is their signature show, and it was beyond incredible. It made my dreams come true. It was gorgeous.
Unfortunately, on their headline shows, they don't let you record. Yes. I was gonna try to get some camera footage of some of the shows, but they definitely don't allow it because they don't want you to give that spoiler for people that are gonna come.
But
see
each night there was a new and exciting show, and it will depend on your dinner time. So you either have it at 6 or at 8:30, depending if you have early or late dinner. Which we chose late dinner on the transatlantic cruise. It definitely works out better if you have late dinner, just because you have time change. You're losing an hour each day. So late dinner worked out really well for us. That way we watched the show first and we headed to dinner after. But some of the other shows that they had was they had a crew talent show, which was really fun. Some really talented crew. They had a magician. They had just a variety of shows to keep you entertained each night. And some of them are a little more adult-oriented shows. Like they had an incredible singer come on, and she was just incredible. She has been on Broadway before. She was very talented. And then you have the more fun shows that are more kid appropriate, like Beauty and the Beast was, you know, very family friendly. So you have entertainment throughout the whole day too, not just at night. The whole day there is activities from bingo to trivia to pool games to family style games, like how well do you know your family?
Oh yeah, there was definitely some fun ones that were very interactive for the whole family.
Yes.
And then the adult entertainment, like we didn't really partake in it that much, but we did check out the nightclubs and everything. Like our kids, like they like to go into the kids club. Our older one didn't like it as much. So basically when they went to the kids club in the daytime, then we wouldn't want to, you know, we wouldn't want to keep them there too long or whatever at night. Yeah. So we don't want to take them back to the kids club a second time. So we really didn't go out after dinner like maybe some families would go out after dinner and take their kids to the kids club because that was still midnight.
And speaking of the kids club, so basically the kids club is made out of two sections. You have the lab section, which I think targets a little bit older age kids, like maybe like the 8 to 10 range. And then you have the club, the kids club part of it, which they do a lot of different activities at. So basically both sides are open at different times. Sometimes they're open together, they connect. But you will check in your kids there throughout the day, and they're open typically from 9 in the morning up until midnight. And they have different themed mini rooms inside. Some of them have video games.
Like, and they did have the Star Wars, which is cool.
They
had the Millennium Falcon, like you could like, you know, pilot the ship and everything. And of course the video games. I mean,
arts and crafts.
Our kids were 6 and 8.
Yeah.
But they do also have a teen lounge, which has other stuff and more advanced video games and all that stuff for the teens as well.
Yes, they do. But they do have a lot of activities throughout the day. For example, our son, Connor, he really loved what was it? The Star Wars?
The Force. So they were teaching them their Jedi training. So he's like, it's going to take me a couple years, but I'm going to become a Jedi.
Yeah.
So
the Kids Club is really, really a great option if your kids enjoy it. The only thing I would say is that it seems that a lot of kids like it that are under 8. And then the 8 to 10 range, a lot of children from what I hear on the ship and our son, they don't like it as much. It just doesn't, it seems like that age group has a little bit of a harder time at the kids club just because they're getting a little too old for like the kids games they're playing there and a little too young to go with the teens and preteens. Mm-hmm. So that can be a little challenging. So I would definitely recommend it for kids under 8.
Yeah, our 6-year-old would stay there all day if we let them. And then our older one was like, hey, I just want to go an hour.
Yes.
Which actually they're in the kids club right now. That's why we came back to do this video while they're at their hour at the kids club.
Exactly. And then amenities. So they have their pool, which they have the family pool areas, and they have the adults only areas. They have their gym, which for the gym, I recommend going anytime after 12. The morning time is really, really busy there. So if you can go a little bit later in the day when it's not so busy, that way you can have free use of the equipment they have there, which is a great gym. And then the adult areas, they do have a coffee shop over there that you can get like fancy coffees. They're not included, but they're about $5.50, I think it was, whenever we stopped by for a coffee, and they were really, really good. They have the adult pool areas. They have a sky area. What was that?
The satellite.
Mm-hmm. The satellite area where it has a little.
It was windy though.
Pool.
Yeah.
It's a little windy up there, but they do have areas that you can just go and relax away from your kids.
And they do have the spa. So they have a spa that has the infinity spa, which is nice, and they have a separate one for the kids all ages area, and then they have a separate adult one. So that was nice to have a little separation from the kids. So when they were at the kids club, we would go to the adults area where we could get a little bit more serenity over there.
Exactly. And by the main pool area, they're always playing Disney movies, which is really fun. Pretty much all day long, they rotate the movies. So you can go up there, even if you're not swimming, you can just go and watch a movie on the giant TV screen.
Yeah, if our kids were like sleepy and like watching movies, like sitting in the pool, like they do have life jackets, so that was nice. So I would just have them put the life jackets on, they just float and relax and everything.
I will say their pools are a little strange depths.
Oh yeah.
A little weird.
5 foot. It's 5'3", so it's 5'3", so she's 5'7".
I'm on my tippy toes. I feel like I'm about to drown.
Yeah, so it's like
That's
you
the
can't.
kids' pool.
They have like a little splash part, and there is actually a little toddler pool.
Yeah.
So there's a little toddler pool in one part, and then
Which is
right in
super
front
shallow.
of where the giant jumbotron screen is, there's a 5'3" pool. So it does have like a little wet deck around it, and it kind of has like ocean waves like going back and forth on it too, which is kind of neat. But yeah, it's like 5'3", so even me, like, you know, I'm 5'10", and I'm like kind of like tippy-toeing around and like trying to relax and not swim. I just want to like lay in the pool a little bit and like lounge, but you can't really do that. So you're kind of always on edge there. And the other thing about the pools, they do in the adult section, they let you like bring a drink poolside, but when you're in the all ages, like you couldn't even have like a bottled water. So I was trying to give the kids like a water bottle while they're in the pool, and they were like, no drinks at the pool. And I'm like, it's a plastic water bottle. So I thought that was a little strange. So they had to get out of the pool to drink and then go back in after. So that was
I'm not
kind
sure
of a negative
if
on
that's
that.
a rule for all cruises or what, but it was a
Yeah, I
little
don't know. I
strange.
understand if it was like a glass bottle or something.
Yeah.
It's a water bottle.
But another thing that they have on that same deck is they have mini golf. So we actually went mini golfing, and that was really, really fun. They have the Goofy and Max, right?
Yeah, Goofy and Max mini golf, so that was cool. And they all have the foosball tables, the ping pong. Now, it was a little challenging because it's super windy up on that top deck. So it was in the back of the ship. So it was kind of crazy that it was like wind blowing everywhere. The one time we went up, she was wearing a dress, so she was like, okay, I'm going to have to sit this one out a little bit because it's blowing everywhere. But yeah, the kids still had a blast. So they had that, and they also had basketball, which was cool. So it was all netted in, but they had 2 hoops, so it was cool. You could go up there and play basketball, and you felt like you were on top of the world up there playing basketball. So that was pretty awesome as well.
And all of that is included with your cruise, so you don't have to pay anything extra for it, which is really nice.
There was the golf simulator, though. That was extra for the golf simulator. So you would have to pay for that if you want to do the golf simulator, and you have to schedule that ahead of time because that got filled up really quickly. I was going to go try it out, but it was like all booked up. So you want to book that ahead of time or first thing when you get on the ship if you want to do the golf simulator.
Exactly. Another thing that we did that would require booking would be if you want to do the Princess Gathering. The Princess Gathering you book 1 month ahead before your cruise. And basically, it's a little meetup with different princesses, and you get to see them all at the same time, and you get to take pictures with them. I don't think that's necessarily a must, because those same princesses will come out throughout your cruise, you know, and you'll be able to get pictures taken then, too. So you do get a little extra time with each one of them at the gathering, but if you can't book it, don't worry, you'll be able to.
And even though we had
be able to see them.
Even though we had 2 boys, like they really like seeing the princesses. Actually, I think that our oldest actually has a crush on Ariel.
I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah, so he does. Really he just like gets kind of super excited and nervous whenever she's around.
And then, speaking of extras, there is some add-ons on the Disney ship. Like he mentioned, the golf simulator is one. The spa would be another. We didn't use the spa, but it is an additional cost, so I can't speak to as how good it is.
Alcohol is not included.
Alcohol is not included. Your soft drinks are included though, so that's nice.
Yeah.
And then another thing that's not included, which I found a little odd, was whenever you go to the nighttime shows to get drinks and popcorn there, that's not included. Basically, anytime you see a canned drink, not included. You're paying for that. We learned that the hard way.
Yeah. They were like, came up to us and they're like, hey, you want a soda? I'm like, okay, soda's been free the whole time. Sure, I'll have a soda. Popcorn? Sure. I mean, popcorn's super cheap. I didn't think that they were going to charge us for that.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't
so that was kind of strange. And then we got this big bill for all these sodas and popcorn.
I mean, it wasn't that big. It was like $20-some, but it was 4 drinks and popcorn. So
yeah, it was like $25 for 4 drinks and 1 popcorn.
Yeah.
So that was a little strange at that, but you could actually carry in. You could go to the drink machine and carry in your own drink,
Yes.
which if we would have known that, we would have just brought our drinks with us. But
Exactly.
they don't restrict you from doing that. But I guess if you want the convenience of having them bring it to you at your seat at the movie theater.
And
and they,
serve it to you.
Yeah, not only the shows, but they also did have actual movies in the
Yes.
movie theater. So that was cool. So we did get to see Guardians of the Galaxy that just came out, the new Guardians of the Galaxy. So that was great to see it here on the ship for the first time when it just released.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So overall, would you ever do a Disney cruise again?
Oh, definitely would, yeah. I mean, we kind of jumped head first into this one because, and everybody that we talked to that have been doing these for 30 years, they're like, you picked a transatlantic cruise for your
Long
first
one.
cruise? Yeah, because, I mean, as far as like you don't know if you're going to get seasick or if you're going to like it or not. And
Yes.
we ended up loving it. So, I mean, we went from Florida and then, we're ending up in Spain. So basically, but a lot of those were sea days, our first 5 days, right?
Yes, our first 7 days were
really?
sea days.
Okay.
Yeah, our whole first week was sea days. But honestly, I loved the sea days the most. It was fantastic. It was just very relaxing. We were able to do everything. We didn't have to rush, at any point. It just felt it felt great to have that many sea days. I would highly recommend a transatlantic cruise actually, because if you have the time, it's probably the best deal you're gonna get on a Disney cruise.
So in conclusion, I would say we both agree and our kids agree that the Disney cruise is worth it.
Yes, absolutely 100% worth it, especially if you're able to get a decent deal on it. Make sure that you get your military discount. They do offer it on select sailings, but it is absolutely worth it for me, especially if you're going to do a transatlantic one. The 13 full days on the ship was amazing.
Were you getting,
amazing.
you getting
It
all
was
those
amazing.
meals included? Like for the price, what you said was what, $6,300 total?
Yeah,
including
$6,300
tips?
total. Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, we're from Las Vegas, so if we were to eat, and these are pretty high quality meals, if we were to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner as many times as we did, and as many entrees and appetizers as we had, we would
Yes.
probably spend $6,000 in 2 weeks if we were to have all those meals.
For breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's that alone. Then you add on the entertainment,
Yes.
and of course the port stops that we did and everything, and it was just an overall Disney dream, and it was a dream experience.
Absolutely.
So it was great.
100% worth it. So that's, I think, concludes this video. If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments. We'll be happy to answer them. And then we'll see you guys in the next one.
Four. And you got 5 here. Look at this. Whoa. See?